shocking news coming in from Iran. According to Iran International News Agency, mass killings have now been reported in the south of Tehran. As per the agency, Iran's security forces are now using lethal force against the protesters nationwide. Now, the footage, in fact, which has come out, shows several dead bodies in body bags. Eyewitness accounts also suggest dozens of bodies are visible at the site, with additional bodies reportedly in another nearby industrial shed. But the internet shutdown has made it impossible to obtain a full picture of events unfolding on the ground. But viewers, these are the few visuals that we're getting from Iran. In fact, you can see the bodies piling up, and this as reports of mass killings are now being, in fact, reported. Initial estimates point to mass casualties as a sweeping crackdown unfolds amid a total internet shutdown. Now, viewers, according to a new report from Iran International, the most conservative estimates still indicate that at least 2,000 people have been killed over the past 48 hours. Viewers, let me reiterate that numbers. In fact, 2,000 people have been killed over the past 48 hours is what most reports are saying at this point. Meanwhile, the UN Independent International Fact-Finding Mission on the Islamic Republic of Iran called on the government to immediately restore internet and mobile connectivity and end its violent crackdown on the ongoing nationwide protest. Viewers, we're getting you visuals, in fact, where the tensions continue to escalate on the ground. The protests of the economic crisis have now entered its second week. And this time we're looking at, in fact, reports of mass casualties coming up. The alarming thing is that the numbers we're getting at this point, it says over 2,000 people have been killed in the past 48 hours. And this as the internet shutdown continues in the country. Clearly very concerning situation in Iran, where the anger of people is now spilling onto streets and government responding with an iron hand, in fact. The UN Independent National Fact-Finding Commission has called on the Iranian government to immediately restore internet and mobile connectivity and end its violent crackdown. Viewers, we're getting you visuals from Iran, where the anger is now spilling onto the streets. These are protests over the economic crisis. They started with that, but now they've turned political. They're calling for the end of Ayatollah Khamenei's regime. And now government, in fact, responding with an iron grip, leading to mass casualties is what we know. The number, in fact, is alarming that has come out. It says over 2,000 people have been killed in the past 48 hours. Clearly, the protests have now turned violent. Eyewitness accounts suggest dozens of bodies are now visible at the site, with additional bodies reportedly located in another nearby industrial area. So, looking at piling up of bodies on the streets of Iran, viewers, as these protests escalate on the ground.
Iran's authorities indicated on Saturday they could intensify their crackdown on the biggest anti-government demonstrations in years. The Revolutionary Guards blamed the ongoing unrest on terrorists and vowed to safeguard the Islamic Republic. That's after imposing an internet blackout on the country on Friday in further attempts to quell action. There were fresh reports of countrywide violence overnight, with footage released on social media showing the burning of a mosque in Tehran. That was a day on from President Donald Trump issuing a further warning that the US could intervene. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei the same day said protesters were acting on behalf of Trump, accusing the US and Israel of sparking action. Demonstrations initially began in response to soaring inflation, but have morphed into challenges against the Islamic Republic's clerical rule. And the exiled son of Iran's last Shah, who's emerged as a prominent oppositional voice, made his strongest call yet for a revolt to topple the establishment. Authorities have described protests over the economy as legitimate, while condemning what they call violent rioters over the past 2 weeks. Rights groups have documented the deaths of dozens of protesters during the clashes.